Welcome back to Jazz Month, everyone. Now, seeing as I changed things up a little bit this year and included a jazz rap album as part of our annual jazz album reviews, I figured I'd end the month on a similar note, with another review of another jazz rap album. This one being the 2012 mixtape album titled 1999 from New York's very own Joey Bada. Now, for some brief context, I personally was always aware of Joey's presence in the rap game, or at least I have been for about the last 5 or 6 years or so. But I never actually took the time to listen to any of his music until recently, and I can't even front. The catalyst for me actually taking the initiative to check his music out was seeing him play the role of Unique on Power Racing Kanan, which, by the way, is one of my favorite shows at the moment, given the time period, writing, acting, etc., including Joey's portrayal as drug kingpin Unique. He kills that shit. I highly recommend it to anyone who hasn't seen it. But I'm getting off topic here, so I digress. Without further ado, let's dive into our review of Joey Bada's 2012 debut mixtape, 1999. Number 1. Summer Nights. This track clocks in at just under 2 minutes and serves as a decent intro. It definitely sets the mood for what's to follow on subsequent tracks. Smooth and definitely reflecting that old school vibe. 8 out of 10. Number 2. Waves. So far, color me impressed. What a dope track. This beat is sick, with Chuck Strangers on production, and the vibe of this song lets everyone know, if you're not bringing the lyrics, then get the fuck on, because we're all about the craft over here. 10 out of 10. Number 3, From the Tomb. We're on a roll. 3 excellent tracks in a row. Now, I love the production on this one. The drums bump, and that sample is just a perfect fit. There's something Christmassy about the melody, but can't quite place it. Again, Chuck Strangers provides his producer's touch, utilizing a sample of the main theme from the video game L.A. Noire, specifically the horn and piano section of the theme. And personally, I think that's pretty cool. I had that game back on PS3 when it came out in 2011, and I didn't even realize the sample for this beat was from there. Very creative choice that worked out marvelously. And naturally, can't forget Joey, who just fucking kills it with the lyrics. 10 out of 10. Number 4. Survival Tactics. Niggas don't want war, I'm a Martian. Featuring Capital Steez. First off, rest in peace, Capital Steez. A massive talent, gone far too soon. Second, this beat is dope. No, I know this sample, but I can't quite place it at the moment. But I know I've heard it before. I know it. I'm not too familiar, well, not too familiar. I'm not familiar at all with the producer of this song, whose name is Vin Scully. But great job, sir. Regardless, the song is sick. Both Joey and Steez killed it here, with really clever lyrics and a top-notch delivery. Everything came together nicely on this one. 10 out of 10. Number 5. Illuminati, featuring Capital Steez. Now, I like this song from the first few seconds of hearing the record. This track was produced by Knowledge, who I've been a fan of for quite some time. He really has some production skills on the SP404. Let me tell you, he's probably the best producer I've ever seen use that particular piece of gear for hip-hop production. And as far as this track goes, I honestly thought at first that this was an unreleased J Dilla beat, because goddamn if the inspiration wasn't all over the production on this song. Knowledge's production has always been influenced by Dilla, but this is probably the most I've ever heard it in his work. Everything sounds very loose and very jazzy. He either turned off the quantized setting on his sampler, or he purposely shifted the percussion to be slightly off the grid. Not sure which, but I'm getting into producer talk here, so I digress. As for Badass and Steez, they bring it once again, just like they did on the previous track. Nothing more to say. Overall, a really dope song. 8.5 out of 10. Number 6, Hard Knock, featuring CJ Fly. So, I'm not familiar with this guy, CJ Fly, but both he and Joey kill it on this. I really like the beat on this one, just like I've said for a few other beats. Like, the production on this album is so good, and this is no exception. It's definitely my favorite one so far, production-wise. Now, to Mr. Lewis Parker, who I'm also not familiar with, excellent job on the production here, sir. Hell, this whole song is fucking sick. This one has a really memorable chorus on it as well. It's the best track, I think, thus far on the album, and there's been some songs that I've really liked amongst these few, and I'm calling it. This is probably going to be my favorite on the album. I'm calling it now. I could be wrong, but I just have a feeling. 10 out of 10. Number 7, World Domination. Now, this beat threw me off at first. Not because it's bad, not at all. Quite the contrary. In fact, the beat is great. It's just so drastically different from the ones that came before. But shit, it works. The saloon-style sample makes me think of that movie that Outkast released some 20 years ago. Idlewild, I believe. But anyway, Joey flows impeccably over this beat. Then I look at the credits and see it was produced by the villain himself. And yeah, as soon as I saw that, it all clicked and made complete sense to me once I found that out. This is definitely an MF Doom style beat. This sounds like something he and Madlib would have used on Mad Villain back in 04. Also, shout out to that Pinky and the Brain sample in the intro. I love that.
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
10 out of 10. Number 8, Penny Royal. Again, another dope beat from MF Doom. As for Joey, I'm not quite sure what to make of his rapping on this song. I don't think it's bad. Just kind of feels like he's running to have his rhymes catch up with the beat, along with some rather odd, sometimes slightly humorous lines, like, I guess the song is about some bitch he used to be with, and this nigga said, "I tried to suck your titty hole for milk from my Cheerios." I was like, did this man seriously just say that? I don't know. My opinion on this one is somewhere in the middle. Sick beat, odd lyrics. 5.5 out of 10. Number 9, Funky Hose. This is a really good track, and I'm assuming intentionally humorous this time. The dichotomy between the tropical sounding production from Lord Finesse and the actual title of the song definitely made me laugh. But the song overall it's dope. Joey has no trouble flowing smoothly over this one. Probably my second favorite track thus far. 10 out of 10. Number 10, Daily Routine. Okay, I know I made my predictions earlier on, but maybe this one is my second favorite. I love this song. Chuck Strangers kills it on this beat. Kills it. And Joey matches that quality one for one with his lyrics, flow, cadence, and delivery. This is such a perfect track that I don't have anything else to say. 10 out of 10. Number 11, Snakes, featuring Tina Apex. Speaking of Mr. Donuts, wouldn't you know it, here we have an actual Dilla beat. So, this mixtape was released in 2012, I believe. So this is 6 years after Dilla's passing, and all I can say is, great fucking job. To both Joey and Miss Tina Apex, who I wasn't familiar with until this song either. This is definitely in the 5 best on this project. Kick back and smoke a blunt, cause this shit is ill. 10 out of 10. Number 12, Don't Front, featuring CJ Fly. First off, excellent production from Static Selecta. Excellent production from Static Selecta. This beat is ill. And just like on their last track together, both Badass and Fly bring the heat to this dope ass beat. I could actually see Doom rapping on this one. Should've got him as a feature as well. Nothing else to say. 10 out of 10. Number 13, Righteous Minds. Another really good beat. This time from producer Bruce Leakix, who, again, I'm not familiar with, like some others on this project, but I am familiar with now, because this beat is, again, sick. Not much else I can say about Joey at this point in the project. He kills it once again. 8 out of 10. Number 14, Where It's At, featuring Kirk Knight. Now, I'm kinda surprised here. Another unreleased Dilla beat. Wow. Now, I know that Dilla's mother, Ma Dukes, is very, very selective of who gets to use her son's unreleased beats. I mean, even a rapper with the history like Drez from Black Sheep has been having a hard time trying to get that done for years now, apparently. So, for Ma Dukes to give Joey 2 beats for this project really says something about her belief in him as an artist. Only the best of the best find themselves blessed with a Dilla beat this late in the game, let alone 2 on the same damn project. And Joey and this other guy, Kirk Knight, definitely do justice to the beat. I could definitely hear Common rapping on this as well. I give this one a 10 out of 10. And the final song of the album, Suspect, featuring Pro Era. So, this is a great track to close the mixtape. It features various artists from the Pro Era hip hop collective that Joey comes from. I'm not exactly sure who is who, as far as the people in the group. As I said, I'm not too familiar with them overall. And there's a whole gang of motherfuckers in that group. And I'm only familiar with Joey, Chuck Strangers, and Capital Steez. That being said, everyone who is on this song kills it. In my opinion, not one bad verse from anyone. Every single verse was fucking fire on this. And it has a memorable hook and a really, really smooth beat. Not sure who produced it, but I'm assuming Chuck Strangers. But whoever produced it, fucking kudos. Yeah, a great way to close out this mixtape. 10 out of 10. Overall, this album really surprised me upon first listen. As I said in the beginning of the review, I had heard about Joey Badass for years, but never actually listened to his music. Now, I did know about Capital Steez because of the song that Blue made for him after his passing, but even then I had only heard a few of his songs as well. And I had no idea that he and Joey came up together in the same hip-hop collective, Pro Era. And for the most part, this album or mixtape is already a classic in my book. What a thoughtful, passionate, creative project that harkens back to the golden era of 90s rap music and its birthplace, simultaneously respecting what came before, cementing it, and continuing that legacy forward, representing what hip-hop is all about: poetry, lyricism, expression, creativity, and timeless music. All in all, I give this project a full 10 out of 10. I'd like to take a moment to thank my editor for all his hard work, and to thank you all for your time as well. I sincerely appreciate it. And that's it for Jazz Month, folks. I hope you all enjoyed our reviews for this month, and I'm already looking forward to next year. Now, before I end this video, I just wanted to acknowledge the fact that my release schedule has been very much off this last month and a half, as health issues have thrown things off somewhat. So these November releases have been dropping a few weeks later than I initially planned for them to. Um, I am sure that by the time you're all watching this, that Thanksgiving has already come and gone. So to everyone watching this after Thanksgiving, happy late Thanksgiving to you all. I hope you all enjoyed the holiday with your families and loved ones. That being said, I contemplated just scrapping what I had planned for the rest of the year as far as album reviews and just starting fresh next year, but after sitting and thinking about it for a while, I ultimately came to the conclusion that I love this time of the year too much to just have it pass by. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, it's like the biggest part of the year for me, as it is for so many other people. So, in the spirit of the holiday, please bear with me as my editor and I are doing the best we can to get everything back on track release wise. So, next up, we have the Christmas album reviews that hopefully will be coming back, or will hopefully be released close to the normal schedule that I do it every year. I'm not exactly sure, but here's to hoping we're all gonna do the best we can, right? So, uh, yeah. Join me hopefully next week for that, if not the week after, but hopefully next week. I hope you all had a wonderful, memorable Thanksgiving with your families and are fully getting into the Christmas spirit. And until next time, as always, everyone, be safe, take care of yourselves and each other.